garden all day, and I've got a lot of work done. I'll do a video on that. I'm compiling clips on my garden cleanup for fall. Speaking of fall, all of the work does not happen outside, okay? We are in Georgia, zone 8A, 8B. Right now, we are in a heat wave and possibly a drought. There hasn't been rain in I don't know how many days, maybe once a week, but we're in the 90s, the high 90s, like every day now, and it's absolutely miserable. So what do you do when you can't work outside, when you can't plant outside? Well, you start your sowings inside. So this video is about what I am planting inside, where it's cool, where I'm in the air conditioning, where I can have a nice, cool, tasty beverage. And I can show you guys exactly what you can start for the fall season. So it's the middle of August, the middle of summer. We still have until late September until fall actually starts. And if you're in a long growing season like we are here, it's absolutely miserable. So we may possibly be hot well until November. So that means there's no excuse not to grow as much as you can. And we actually have started canning a whole lot now. I do water bath canning. So any of the additional things that I grow, I'm always canning. So what I have here, I mean, this is August. You can still plant now. There's tons of veggies that you can start in August for your harvest in the fall. So what do I have here? So these are all my brassicas. Okay, look at them. Aren't they cute? Okay, honestly, some of them are a little raggedy and they look chewed. Now, why? If you're going to sow and leave your seedlings outside on a table, make sure you cover them with a domed mesh, because those little white butterflies that have the cabbage worms on them are still flying. And what they did was lay a whole bunch of little green worms all over my seedlings here. And I noticed that they were looking a little bit messy. So I started just kind of flicking them a little bit. And all of the green worms were just falling off everywhere. You guys, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So I've protected these from the heat that's out there. But you have to cover them with something that is domed, just your regular old garden cover with some mesh on them to keep those worms away. Because if not, even growing them outside, they'll be chewed up before you even have a chance to put them into the garden. So what do we have here? I've got my collards. These are F1 collards, and I got them from Seeds and Such. And okay, first of all, let me break this out early. This is my seed box. I probably should have something a little bit more organized, but you guys, I just put my seeds in here, and I like to keep them in here. You see, it's kind of a mess, but I found these at, I think, Hobby Lobby, but they're absolutely, I love them. I got a whole bunch of them on sale, and I keep them in my laundry room. It's dry. It's pretty. I like things to look aesthetic. I thought about getting sewing kits. I know a lot of people use like those organized sewing boxes, but I don't know. I like to hide my stuff away into something a little bit cute. So I got this instead to put my seeds in. So, okay, first thing on our list here that we have, like I said, are the collards. And these are an F1 from Seeds and Such. Let me see if I even have them in here. I forgot what they were called, you guys. Seeds and Such. I have a lot of things from Seeds and Such in here. So all of these, a lot of these, because heirlooms are very hard to grow. And I love them, but some of them just do not make it. So I know they're in here somewhere. Hold on. Let's look at this stack here. Here we go. These are called Top Bunch Hybrid Collards. Okay. Now, this is my first time growing collards. You guys, they germinated fast. They germinated strong. They were healthy. And I mean, up into just, I think today, I chopped the stalks down. And they probably would have lasted longer, but harlequin bugs, aphids, cabbage worms, everything you could possibly imagine got to them. But they were still putting out leaves. I'm like, you know what, at this point, I'm just going to start over. And that's why we have our tray here. But again, this is hybrid collared top bunch from Seeds and Such. And they are amazing. Huge producers. I never lopped off the entire head. I think I did that for one of my neighbors. But all you have to do is just harvest around the plant. So as they get big, you just take the leaves, the bottom leaves, you just keep it that way, and they just keep producing. So I'm growing more of those for this fall because they are absolutely amazing producers. So the next one is kale. And this is Lacino kale. Hold on, I may be out. Okay, these are actually from Burpee. These are dino kale, very tender, very delicious. This, I don't think I'm going to grow any other kale but this. They are so good. And they're beautiful. They look absolutely beautiful in your landscaping. So not, to me, they're ornamental, but they're not meant to be ornamental, but they're gorgeous. So anyway, that's what else I have here. I didn't do so well with kale this year, guys. I don't know if it was the bed that I planted them in, but they just died. I mean, they were looking rough. If they didn't have pests, they looked like they had some sort of disease. So we didn't really harvest from that bed. It was the same bed, if you look at my previous videos, that I had the Brussels sprouts that never gave me Brussels sprouts. So that's going in for the fall garden. So here, next on my list, okay, don't laugh at me. You guys have heard me talk about that I'm never growing Brussels sprouts again. That maybe Georgia is not the place to grow Brussels sprouts because it's way too hot. But here I have on this tray some Brussels sprouts. And I think I threw away the type that I am growing, but it doesn't matter because this is my last effort. This is my last effort growing Brussels sprouts. If I don't get any Brussels sprouts out of this tray, out of these plants this season, that's it. That's it. And if I ever say I'm going to grow them again, I want you guys to light me up on the internet. I want you guys to leave a comment saying, Kiki, you said that you weren't going to grow any more Brussels sprouts. What are you doing? You're setting yourself up for failure. Plant something that you know is going to grow, or at least try some other type of vegetable, okay? But I'm going to try it again, okay? If you've grown Brussels sprouts, I mean, please just let me know. Hi, Mary Bailey. How are you? Thanks for joining. Okay, so next, cauliflower. Now, I actually got good cauliflower this year. And let me see. I think it's from Seeds and Such again. Yes, it is Snow Crown hybrid cauliflower. And that's also from Seeds and Such. And I know Snow Crown is sort of, it's either Snow Crown or Snowball, which is your average run-of-the-mill kind of cauliflower. But it actually germinated very well. And I got some really good heads. But I think I'm going to maybe start growing cauliflower either earlier in the spring, or I'm going to try to grow them during the winter because we have kind of mild and warm winters here. But the cauliflower is also a struggle. It is that and Brussels sprouts, but I love cauliflower, you guys. It is so good. You can do so much with them. They keep really well. They store really well. And the leaves, you can just cook them up as you would any green. They're absolutely fantastic. Okay. I actually have a Meyer lemon planted outside. I do. I have a Meyer lemon. And actually, I had it in a pot for a couple of years. And I decided to place it outside on the far side of the shed to protect it from, I guess, northerly winds. Hopefully, it will make it. I don't know if it'll make it, but I've gotten a few lemons off of it, I think that first year, which I heard and found out later I'm not supposed to let them go to fruit so that they can have a strong root structure or something like that. So Mistake on my part, but right now I think I have maybe 4 lemons on there, and it's because we had such a harsh summer. They just dropped all of their flowers. So boo for that, but you know what? I mean, learning lessons. We're all here to learn. All right, so what's next on here? We've got broccoli. All right, so the broccoli that produces for me that I think I'm going to keep at is Green Magic. Green Magic did really well this year for me, also by seeds and such. And I'm loving the hybrids, you guys, because I think if you live in any kind of extreme weather, I mean, a lot of these brassicas, they're just made for cooler weather. And trying to grow them in hot weather, I mean, just get some hybrids. And I know they're, so supposedly the seeds collected from hybrid plants aren't going to produce the same strong plant the next time. You may have lower production of veggies and all of that. But I mean, I don't know. Seeds are kind of cheap, depending on which seeds you buy. They're kind of cheap. And I think depending on the type of vegetable, I think you can, in your garden, you can have a mix of both heirlooms and hybrids to get what you want. So whatever makes you happy and what makes garden easier for you, I say go forward. So, okay. Cabbage. You know what? I just put cabbage on here, guys. This is going to be a toss-up. I have Katarina. Hold on. Let's see. I'm digging around in my little box of treats here. Okay, so let's see. No, it's tomatoes. So what my unruly system is, whatever I plant, I put it on the other side of the box or I put it behind the row. That way I know I need to either plant that again or it's not to be planted again until next year. So, okay. I think I have figured it out, people. I have planted Katarina. This is probably Savoy cabbage that I have here. Did I mark it? I have Katarina here, which was that early type of cabbage that I grew before. And, oh, you're right, Mary. I love some broccoli and cheese. We do a lot of stir fry, though. So I haven't smothered any in cheese in a while. But you know what's also good is when you get a giant russet potato and then you fill that with broccoli, smother it with cheese. Oh my gosh, that's so good. But I also love a good baked potato and broccoli with lemon pepper. That is excellent. So, okay. Hold on, let me get back to my topic because it doesn't take much for me to get off topic these days. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I have grown again. I think I may have thrown it away, but anyway, I'm sure it's by seeds and such. But it is their Savoy cabbage, and it is also a hybrid. And let me tell you, those Savoy cabbage were huge. They were big and they were beautiful and they were very easy to grow. So get them. They take a minute to kind of take off, but they are absolutely like fantastic. And you can see some of them are a little chewed here, and that's because of the worms. But, you know, luckily if they don't eat them all the way down, they'll just snap back. So these are all the brassicas that I happen to be growing. So what else can we sow in August? Now, some of these I'm going to direct sow, okay? Because there's no sense in trying to like take up more flats. Let me tell you guys about my lettuce situation. Okay, so we all know nobody's eating lettuce right now, right? Because of the dreaded diarrhea. I can't even say it. But this has happened before. Remember at one time we couldn't eat spinach because of salmonella. We couldn't eat romaine because of salmonella. There's always been some kind of issue. This is the first year that I have struggled with growing lettuce, and I love lettuce. I eat salad almost every day. And when I tell you that I'm struggling because I am absolutely unable to grow lettuce in this heat. That is because all of the lettuce that I had outside just burn up or the seeds didn't germinate. Now they could possibly germinate late and I'll have a whole bed full of lettuce. That's happened before too. But for now, I think if you're in this heat that we are, again, Georgia zone 8A, 8B, your best is to grow them inside. Get you a flat, get you some sort of pot, sprinkle the lettuce seeds on top, cover with a little dirt, and grow your lettuce indoors. Because if you're going through a drought, there's no point in putting them outside. They're just going to roast. So I have no lettuce right now, and I'm not buying any at the store until they get their together. Okay, so as of right now, we're eating lots of tomatoes. I have a gajillion tomatoes, and we have plenty, I mean, plenty of cucumbers. We have bell peppers. We have some kale, some tender kale, but right now is the time where you just have to figure out, well, what is a salad? What does salad mean to you? If it doesn't mean lettuce, you know, if you just want to throw in a bunch of veggies and toss that up, that is a salad. You can do chickpeas, you can do olives, you can do tomatoes, cucumbers, throw in some feta cheese, and then you have a wonderful salad there. You can do antipasto salads. So you don't necessarily need to get all of your nutrients from lettuce, even though this is the perfect lettuce eating season. But yeah, one of the easiest things to grow in the garden, and I have none of it. So what else can we grow? So right now, oh, let me show you this. Let's move my seedlings out of the way. So right now, these are my bobcat tomatoes. So bobcat, never have grown them before. I just heard that they are a type of tomato, a determinant that you can grow. It may be early, it may not. I don't even remember at this point. But I'm going to let these carry out the rest of the season. So these have been here probably about a month. So I planted them maybe in July or late June. I don't know. But I wanted them to be really strong and to not get taken out by cutworms, because those have been a thing this season too. So I'm going to plant these out, and then hopefully I'll get some really decent sized tomatoes that I can either freeze up, and then that way through the winter I can make sauce when I need to. So right now I've got a bunch of spaghetti sauce, but I have no sort of sauce to use in soups and that sort of thing. So these are bobcats, and I got the seeds off of Etsy. So I did some shopping around, and it looked like all of the seed suppliers, they were kind of pricey on bobcats. I don't know about you guys, but I'm frugal, and I don't mind getting it from people who, you know, just like small producers, not big companies. So I just got, I think I paid $2 and I got a few seeds. It was free shipping. And look at these plants. Every single one of the seeds germinated. Very strong. And like I said, just right off of Etsy. So I can't wait to put these in the ground, but these are going to be my fall tomatoes. Hopefully, if I can keep them alive past the frost. We generally get a very mild frost in November, but the hard freezes don't happen to sometimes December, January here in Georgia. So you can't really plant tomatoes now. You can try it if you want to, but you probably want any kind of early type where it's like 50 days. You might be able to get them done and producing in 50 days. So what else can we grow, or what I plan on growing for this fall? So onions. If you guys looked at my video on growing onions, check that out. I put those onions out in the bed, and I showed you how to plant your individual onion sets. Do you know I went out there a couple days and some animal had eaten one half of them, and then the next day when I went out, the sun had just cooked the rest of them. So all those onions that I had sown are just dead and put out. They are dead and gone. So oops, we're gonna have to start again on that one. But you can grow onions pretty much 2 or 3 times a season. Just keep you a constant influx of onions growing. So, okay. So here are the things that you can continue to grow. I had a list, but I don't know where it went. You can put out bok choy. That's another brassica that you can put out. Swiss chard, you can start putting that out, though I would wait closer to September. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'd probably wait until September to start putting out Swiss chard. Let's see, what else? Radishes. Radishes, maybe wait till September. Let's completely forget about that. I think you could probably still grow squash, especially bush squash and summer squash, because it doesn't take long for them. I mean, usually a lot of them are like 50 days tops, and you've got some squash. Okay, and let's see, cucumbers. You can keep sowing cucumbers up until your frost. Well, I'd say maybe the 1st of September should probably be your last planting, because the frost is going to hit them and take those plants right out. Spinach, you can start to grow spinach now. Now, spinach does not like heat, so you may want to push that towards the end of August, the early part of September. And, oh yeah, snow peas. Now, you guys, I love sugar snap peas. They are so easy to grow, and they produce a lot. This is Sugar Sprint, and these are also from Seeds and Such. Seeds and Such is not paying me, by the way, to say any of this. I'm just letting you know where my suppliers are, which happen to be in Georgia. And I also buy from Baker Creek Seeds for my heirlooms and when I want to grow something just unique. So I think that's it. I think you can do beets. And you may be able to start on your winter squash, but I think winter squash you probably should have done in July. And then there is lettuce. So I have this lovely, lovely premium lettuce blend by Gurney's that I grow every single year. And I just sprinkle it, and it gives you a wonderful, wonderful mix of lettuce. But y'all, I'm so scared. I think if I decide to put lettuce out now, to sow lettuce, I'm going to do it and put it under a shade cloth as an experiment and not get my hopes up because they could cook underneath that shade cloth. I also have, you guys, if you don't know about this, this is Merlot. And this is a lettuce by Baker Creek Seeds. And it was so delicious and absolutely beautiful. It's one of the darkest lettuce that you can grow. So I'm thinking I'm going to be sowing this towards the end of this month because I think it may be able to take the heat. Now, you also want to think about what kind of lettuce that you're going to grow. There's some made for spring and there's some for fall. There are types of lettuce that can either take the heat or they can't. So you want to grow some that can either take the heat or the cold. But just like that, they love cool weather. So I think that's it. Oh, you know what? Nope. Garden cress. Garden cress. I think I got this. This is by Sowing, and I think I got this off of Amazon. So garden cress or pepper grass is a really good fall lettuce that, or I guess it's not really a lettuce. It's a weed, some sort of plant. It's some sort of green plant, and I know it also grows wild. And then we have arugula. Now this arugula by Baker Creek is amazing. It grows big, it grows bushy, and it's so good. It's so good. And it produces a lot, but as soon as it gets hot, it's going to start flowering on you. So you may want to just lop it off. And then for the fall, we have our Japanese daikon radish. So I'm going to be growing these and sowing these probably this month or maybe the 1st of September. But if you like kimchi, if you want just giant radishes to put into your salads, or you like pickling, if you just like sauteing, these things produce big radishes, big, tasty, sweet lovely radishes, and they can take the cold. So I think that's it, guys. I just wanted to pop on here. I'm always out in the heat, like dragging you guys with me while I'm out there suffering, and I'm all sweaty and panting. So I just wanted to do this video on what I plan on sowing and growing. So thank you guys for tuning in on my first live on, well, at least my first live inside. And be well and be blessed. I hope you're out there gardening. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful summer. Even though it's hot as Hades, still get out there and garden. Still get out there, enjoy planting things and getting your hands in the dirt. Get your children outside and put their hands in the dirt. They will be happier. They'll be healthy. Show them how to grow things, even if it's just something inside. Show your children how to plant and create and to grow things and to be connected to this earth, that their food doesn't always just come out of a bag at the grocery store, that it comes from the ground outside the way nature wanted us to harvest. Be well and be blessed, and we'll see you next time.